Now, body lock passing, it's not so jiu-jitsu-esque, it's more wrestling. And it's probably like the next biggest trend in jiu-jitsu right now. If you notice, if you've been doing jiu-jitsu as long as I have, you'll see trends throughout the years. Whether it's berimbolo, leg locks, back takes, deli heave, a spider guard, 50-50. They've all been trends over the years. And I see it with the induction of like submission only competition, wrestling and wrestling up and wrestling-esque style of jiu-jitsu is the next big trend. And it's always been like an American style of jiu-jitsu for us. Like if you look at different styles of jiu-jitsu throughout the world, you can really see the distinct differences between jiu-jitsu from Europe, Brazil, Japan, and here in the States, or North America. We'll always have more of a wrestling base because we're a wrestling country, right? So I think we tend to have, like, once in that respect or that regard, we tend to have much bigger step past beyond the rest of the world when it comes to wrestling. Okay, maybe not like with Russia or the Eastern European countries because they got amazing wrestling over there. Okay, but where we excel is jiu-jitsu versus like those rest of those countries. So with the body lock passing, okay, you can't be lazy with it. Okay, if you're lazy, you'll find yourself in trouble. Okay, you have to keep the pressure on the whole time. Okay, and a lot of your the grips and your transitions are highly contingent on your partner's reaction. If they just sit there, if you go for the body lock and you just sit there and don't do a thing, then you give you what you want. Okay, but again, like I said, it's very based on reaction. It's pretty much our whole lesson today is based off of our partners or opponents' reactions. Okay. Peach. This is my little brother, one of my black belts, but not so little. I got the short end of the stick, literally. I don't know why that is. Always the older brother gets the height. You got some other legs, brother. That is true. He's got chicken legs. All right. So, like I was mentioning yesterday, guys, that our position is going to be going off of the knee shield path guard. Okay, just like our lesson plan yesterday for float passing. Now, from here, okay, I can't just jump for the body lock because there's no space. Okay, but what I can do is create the space and wrap around the legs first. Okay, so when I see people pin the legs, one of the biggest mistakes that they make is they stay directly facing their opponent. Okay, what I need to do with my grip, I need to transition here where I'm facing the hip. Okay, that way when I go to body lock the legs here, I have my chest resting on his IT band and my left arm is hugging this leg here. Okay? If I come here like this and I try to body lock here, there's nothing in this plane keeping him from moving his leg up towards his chest and maybe taking my back. Okay? Which is why I have to redirect my body so essentially my chest is on the shin and my left arm is over here. So now, by wrapping my left arm in front of the thighs, it's keeping his legs from sliding out, okay? So what he's left with is to elongate his legs. If he cannot move his knees or his legs, he has to move whatever he can, which is at the hip hinge and the rest of his body, okay? So I'm here, I pressure forward here, and if you'll notice this when you go with your partners, when I pressure forward, okay, and I drive, his legs move up with me, and it creates a gap for my left arm to come in, okay? Now, when this happens, again, like I said, everything's gonna create a reaction. If he stays there, he's in trouble. If he doesn't stay there, okay, then that opens up the opportunity for another body lock, okay? So basically what I like to do is I like to find little, what do you call it? Not bumps in the road, but opportunities, okay? I'm not gonna wait for him to sit up, okay? If I got his legs tied up, I wanna find an opportunity there to pass, okay? Because I have something, because there's gonna be a chance where my partner is just gonna sit there, okay? So there's always gonna be what ifs. There's always gonna be the guy, what if, okay? But with my class, basically, there's very specific reactions, okay? There's always gonna be a what if, but this is a very specific path, and those what ifs create different opportunities. And if we keep going on those what ifs, it's just gonna be a 10-hour class, okay? So again, my first opportunity, if he doesn't sit up, okay? So I'm here, I pressure forward, I get my gable grip. If he stays there, okay, my right elbow is gonna come to the shin. I'm gonna tilt my hip, bring my knee over, straddle his legs with my legs, then I'm gonna let go, body lock, and go to the mount. Okay, it's nothing complicated. It's nothing crazy. I mean, it doesn't require flexibility, athleticism, which is why I like that style of passing. Okay, so let's turn around. So again, when I'm here, again, I'm not facing him, his head, I'm facing the hip. Okay, so I turn, but get my body lock around the legs. Okay, and my right elbow, okay, as I tilt to my left, is going to come to the top of the leg, of the shin. Okay, I'm going to push down. I'm going to slide my knee over. Okay, once I slide my knee over, I'm going to drive my right knee to the floor and windshield wiper my foot out. So now my knees are pinching around his knees. I'm going to let it go from here. Right away, my left arm's going to go around the head and jump for the seatbelt and go right into the mouth. Okay, make sense? We'll keep it simple right now. I'll let you just drill that part for 5 minutes, and then we'll move on, okay? Any questions?
How are you making sure that he stays, or that you stay perpendicular to him before you even start seeing this? He's gonna start.
Yeah, so I'm rotating my hip, my whole body towards the shin.
And then if he moves, like when he moves from there, like kind of out, are you like tracking that?
Well, that's going to be our next step, if he moves. Then right now, it's if he doesn't. Like, or if he had the opportunity, he doesn't react in time, then we'll just push the shin and jump over. But that will be our next step when he starts to move. Cool. All right, let's go play. It would be like our basic movement in a way. With a lot of my passing, there's a lot of hip movement. There's a lot of stepping over, a lot of hip switching. Okay, so now, what do we do when he moves? Because we got to anticipate that. It's not a perfect world, so he's not just going to sit there and let me pass. Okay, so he's going to react. And like I said earlier, this whole passing sequence is based on reaction. Okay, so again, not facing his head, facing the hip. Pressure forward to get my grip. My left elbow comes to the shin. I slight tilt so my knee comes over. Boom. Okay? That was the first one. But now, like I said, if we're here and he decides because there's nothing keeping him from elongating his legs and rocking up to his elbow or sitting up. Okay? So he starts to sit up here. Now what he's just done, okay, was create an opportunity or a gap underneath his hip. So I'm going to let go, right away, gable grip around the waist. Okay, now knowing this, okay, I have this. Again, he's not gonna just sit here. Okay, but I'm gonna do everything I can, okay, to keep him from moving. Because right now I'm controlling his hips. And every single pass you do, I don't care what style of passing it is, your goal is to kill the hips. You kill the hips, you kill the guard recovery, you kill everything he could potentially do. Okay, if you kill the hips, there's no guard recovery. He needs to move his hips. Okay, and as long as I control the hips, I'm controlling that pass. Okay, so when he opened it up, okay, now I no longer have that my elbow to use on this shin, right? So sit up. So when I'm here, right? No, keep your knee in front of me. Yeah. I'm here. Okay, I can't use my elbow anymore. Okay, so now the rest of all my passing sequences and movements are all going to be based on my hip movement. Okay, so his knee. So from here, since I can't tilt and bring my knee over his leg, okay, I'm going to go over the knee first. Okay, once I get over the knee, I tilt my hip, and it helps me drop his leg, and I slide over. Get my seatbelt like I did when I was in the mount, and then take the back. Okay, so again, we're taking baby bites. Okay, we're not jumping from one position to the other. We're looking for the small incremental opportunities between A and B. Okay, don't get so pent up on thinking that I started A, but it's this pass, and you'll see where we're going to end with this. You got to test opportunities every step of the way, whether it's a sweep, a submission, a pass. It's kind of like, if you're familiar with the electric chair, okay? It's a deep half sweep. Now, A is deep half getting the grips. B is the actual sweep. But there's other opportunities in between A and B that you could go for submission. So you always want to find the small, hidden opportunities that could make the biggest difference in the world and make your job actually easier. Okay. So again, I'm here, boom, pressure forward, get the gable grip. He starts to sit up. Right away, I'm pressuring, I'm pulling my hands into his hip. Okay, pressuring forward, keeping it tight. Okay, now I don't tilt to my left this time. I do a slight tilt to my right, open my knee over his knee. Now I can slide my leg over. Okay, and I'm still actively pinching with my knees the whole way through. Once I let go, right away I get that gable grip. My right knee comes under his armpit. Slide my leg through, and then I take the back. Let's turn around. You have a good shot of my ass?
I do.
You sure?
You better come closer. Right there, beautiful.
Hey, there's a lot of other globetrotters around the world that haven't seen this ass, so you gotta give them the opportunity, all right? Not everyone could be here. Okay? Okay, so again, boom, I pressure, get my gable grip. Okay, he sits up. Boom, right away. I'm actively pulling with my gable grip. Pressuring it with my hips, pulling with my arm, slight tilt, over, I'm squeezing with my knees. Okay, this squeeze with my knees essentially helps me push his leg that way. So as I'm pinching, when I get this tilt, it snaps his leg under my knee. Okay, so again, I'm here, slight tilt, boom, over. Knee comes under the armpit. You take the back. Then you can take the arm, or pull it up, and choke the shit out of it. Make sense? Ready to play?
Is this assuming that it's setting up in order to start clicking
Or pushing or whatever, yeah. Just any movement. Yeah, it's any movement he makes, and the first initial movement he will make is try to sit up. Okay, because he can't lay there and try to move because he's not going to be able to move his hips. Make sense? 1, 2. I see 3 guys. 1, 2, 3. When you're taking the back, make sure your gable grip, your seatbelt is tight enough that when you move, he doesn't slide and rotate between your legs, and so his back is flat on the inside of your thigh. Keep your chest connected to the upper back. Always. Just keep that in mind. Regardless whether you have hooks or not, as long as you keep in mind that your chest needs to be connected to their upper back at all times, you'll always have back control and proper back control. You'll always be able to get the back with both hooks properly at all times. Okay? I'll always have control no matter what. When I'm here. I don't have to have hooks. Even if he's on his side here. My goal is to keep my chest connected to the back. Okay? Then I start inserting here. And if you notice, again, maintaining that chest to back control, okay, he's always going to be on his side. And when I get my hook in, he's not halfway escape. Okay, because some of you, when you're taking the back, a lot of you are ending up like this. Okay, now if you do end up like this when you take the back, just take your foot, hook the leg, turn them, and then take the back again. Okay? Make sense? Continue. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
You ever try to scoot under the legs so you can cross your ankles?
What do you mean scoot?
Like, when you step, like if you're stepping over to get past the legs, did you ever try to get?
Cross my feet?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's not to say that you can't. Okay? You can, but how do I word this? I'm trying to word it how Kyle puts it, but basically, if you emphasize crossing your feet, okay, here, my knees only go so far, so my pinch is only so strong. But look what happens when I open up my legs. My knees get closer. So, which is why I don't emphasize like crossing my feet and trying to squeeze, so because again, the pressure, my squeeze isn't as strong when my feet are crossed. Make sense? Yeah. Kyle has explained it a lot better than I can. I mean, but it's essentially what he said. Like when I first started training with Kyle, like he really changed a lot of what I do. Like I used to cross my feet a lot for a lot of things, and what ended up happening was he just showed me how crossing your feet really takes away the sting and the strength and the power of that squeeze. Because your knees cannot go in closer when they're crossed. So like I just showed you, I mean, I could really force it, you could touch, but my squeeze with my knees here isn't as strong as if I were to just have them apart. Make sense? But it's not wrong. You'll have a good degree of control, but it could be stronger. So, yep. What else? Yep.
Your table grip?
Yep.
Which way are you trying to grip?
So for me, okay, the arm that's in front of the torso is on top. Here. Okay. It's just it does realistically it doesn't matter which hand's on top. But just for me, I have really bad wrists and hands. So this with my left hand, the torso side. Or the front body side feels better this way than this way. So, but short answer, no, it doesn't matter. Okay, so boom, we're here. Get the gable grip. He starts to sit up. I get my gable grip around the hips. Okay, so here's another issue that I was noticing with some of you. A lot of you had your gable grip way up here by the ribs. You have to have it slid down by the hip. Okay? Keeping your hands by the hip locks it in place. You put it up by the ribs, it'll slide up and down. Okay? So now, once I get this body lock position, okay, 9 times out of 10, one of the most common responses I've gotten from here, okay, is they're gonna try to push away frame and get their hooks back in, okay? Especially here, we're very heavily into leg locks here. Anytime you have a leg exposed over a hip, so any guard, okay, where there's a leg over the your leg, it's in danger. Okay, so what I've gotten into my guys a lot was that you have to dominate the inside space between the legs. Okay, so when I have this body lock position, okay, 9 times out of 10, again, the most common response is you're going to try to square back up and get like a butterfly guard or half butterfly. So it's going to be one of the two. Okay, so when I'm here with the body lock, okay, I'm trying to push so I can pass, but he starts elongating here. And now I'm stuck in the butterfly. Okay? Now, position of your hands. If you're blessed with height and length, it doesn't matter. If you're a short motherfucker like me and have Oompa Loompa arms, it's gonna matter. Okay? Because what you're gonna find happening is your hands, like if you have short hands, a lot of times you're gonna get stuck in the middle of their back. You could still get the pass, okay? You could still have the same control if your hands are in the middle of the back, but it's gonna be ideally better if I could pick and choose one side, because that's gonna help me dictate where my head needs to be and which direction my legs are gonna go, okay? So in this situation, my hands are closer to his left hip. So I'm gonna move my left hip, or my grip to his left hip more. I'm gonna readjust. And then I'm gonna start passing. So my hands are here, that tells me my legs are gonna go to my left. Okay? So that, again, dictates the rest of the move. So when I'm here, I wanna keep my Oompa Loompa arms close to his hip. Okay? When I start driving, again, I can either get him to the floor, it'd be better. If not, it's still fine here. Okay? So, first, since I need to pass to my left, I need to start clearing my right leg eventually, bring it back. Okay? But obviously my parents decided that my brother should get the height. Okay? So when I elongate that leg, his leg follows. And look what I'm doing. I'm sprawling out on his leg. Okay? You guys over there see how I'm sprawled? Essentially what I'm doing is I'm flattening out his leg. I'll let him elongate his leg with me, to only be able to sprawl on his leg and flatten it out, because what that does is it gives me the opportunity to quickly just take my right knee, slide it up to my elbow here. And again, I'm readjusting and pinching, right? Now, just like we were doing with the other passes, I'm going to do a slight tilt, hook the leg, clear it. Now I got that leg pinch. Make sense? Turn on. Here, boom, boom, he sits up. Boom, got my gable grip. Starts to push and frame. God damn it. Just let me have what I want. He doesn't. Okay? I want to kick this leg back. He follows my leg here. I drop my weight on it. Slide up right away. Readjust to keep that pressure. I do a slight tilt. Okay? Hook the leg, extend it, and bring my knee back in front of his shin. Okay, so now on my chest, my hips are pinning his leg like this. Yeah? So we'll stop right here because I want you to get this part down. Okay? Flatten your body on the leg. Okay? Slide the knee above their knee at the least. Then we get their instep, hook and kick away. Okay? Now, one question I've gotten before in the past is, keep this elongated, is why don't you just step back? Okay? Why do you have to hook the foot? Because he'll just follow my leg again. Okay? If I'm here like this, okay, and I pick this up, I just gave him that butterfly hook again. Okay? Which is why when I'm here, my right foot hooks the leg. I kick it away to clear that potential butterfly hook, yeah? Make sense? Questions? Let's go play it. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Again, I'm here. Turn in. Get my arms under. Sit up. Let go. Control the hips. Here. Okay. I'm trying to pass. He gets his pass. Boom with the butterfly. And again, I'm driving and pressuring. I'm always constantly readjusting my pressure. There's always forward moving. Okay? I'm always driving off my toes into it as we're driving his heels into his butt. Okay? This leg comes back, this leg follows me. Here, I drop my body on that leg. Okay? Once I get here, I'm going to slide my right knee above his knee here. Okay? I do a slight tilt, get my foot hooked, extend, pin the shin. Okay? Now, again, I'm still readjusting, constantly pulling, and again, keeping along with the same theme. I'm going to do that slight tilt, knee comes over, and I'm pinching my knees around his leg. Okay? And then I'm going to do another slight tilt. Okay, that slight tilt helps me use my leg to push his knee out of the way. And I control the path. I get to pass the legs. And again, I'm killing the hips. Okay? Most of the time when I pass, I'm always sitting here at the hips first. Leg drags, whatever, what have you. I always want to keep my hips by his hips right here. Control the hips, wait for him to stop moving. Then I'll go to side control. Okay? The biggest mistake people make when it comes to passing, okay, they get past the legs and they automatically jump to side control. Okay, and what that does is it creates a shit ton of space and a big window of opportunity for your opponent to get that knee in. Always. Which is why it makes guard passing so difficult for people. But if you just keep in mind that you need to kill the hips, okay, you'll control it and your guard passing percentage will go through the roof. Okay, you just got to kill the hips. Okay, so again, we're here. Just like this. So I'm here. Okay. So again, if you notice, there's a lot of hip tilting. Okay? So what I don't want to do is just do this, try to pick it up and climb. I lose a lot of the pressure like this, and my weight gets dramatically shifted forward. So it's just a slight tilt. Here. Okay? And then as I pressure down my knee to the floor, I'm actively squeezing my knees. Okay? And then a final tilt helps me push his leg out of the way. And again, my knee right under his leg, constantly driving, taking my hips by his hips. And that's always going to ensure that he doesn't get his guard back. 100% of the time. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, so one more. Yes, yeah. You guys get a good shot of it? Yeah? Max look good though? You guys get your cameras out because you'll never see this ass again. Maybe on a video, just in case. Okay, so again, from here, you sit up each. I got my body lock here. Okay. Stop the driving. Okay. Hip tilt. Slight hip. Okay. Leg comes over. And look, I'm inwardly rotating the knee at the hip. Look. Here. Drive. And then tilt. Slide. Control. Okay. Do the whole thing again. One more time. So over here. Knee shield. Okay. Rotate, bring my chest in front of the thighs. Lift to get the gable grip. Sits up. Get my gable grip or pressuring forward. He's trying to escape, get away. I'm trying to follow. Always adjusting. I sprawl. Oh, he almost gave it to me. I drop my weight on that leg. Knee up. Escape. Boom. Okay, slight tilt. Make sense? Yep.
When you're doing
No.
class,
No. What's that?
when you're doing the last one where you're tilting and coming
Yeah.
over, does it matter if he's got that like elbow right against your shoulder?
Nope.
Or are you like
No, because it's my upper body is probably it is more stationary than the rest of my body. A lot of it's in the hips. Just watch Happy Gilmore, you know what I'm talking about. Right? It'll answer everything in jiu-jitsu. Okay? Play golf and watch Happy Gilmore. And then you know what I'm talking about. Dude, I guarantee you'll be a world champion after that. All right, let's go play. 1, 2, 3. So that was it. So that's just like one of a multitude of different sequences. I mean, I got knee cuts and everything from there too. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun with the class. Picked a nugget or two. We had the rest of today, tomorrow for the rest of the camp, and we try to peg people in the face with rubber balls, and get really drunk, and not try to burn ourselves cooking while we're drunk. But again, guys, thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for being here for the camp. It's always an amazing time. See a lot of old faces, a lot of new faces. And we'll keep having these as long as y'all keep coming. So, but again, thank you for being here. Love having you. And let's get open mad. Or wait, let's do a picture, guys. Thank you. Cool. All right, thank you.